What's up, guys? This is Caruso from Caruso's Gaming and Reactions. I'm back with another video, and as you can see, they have Sci-Fi has canceled Dark Matter after 3 seasons. Just got the news. This is kind of sad. It's kind of a little bit of bittersweet because I like Dark Matter. I liked it better than I liked Killjoys initially. Okay. So in the beginning, I liked it better than I liked Killjoys, but I know why they canceled Dark Matter. I can tell you why. Now, Killjoys has been greenlighted for the next 2 years, so the next 2 seasons. Why has Killjoys been greenlighted and allowed to go forward and be going? They'll be going into their 4th and 5th season. Why Dark Matter has been canceled after the 3rd? Okay, let me tell you why. A lot of it has to do with romance, romance and, sex sells. People don't believe that. Killjoys is a slick, sexy, sci-fi show. There's a lot of romance in some of the scenes with the characters. It's not long-lasting love relationships, but there are a lot of things that you think would happen out there in space. Just being around each other. Dark Matter got away from that a little bit in their writing. In the 1st season, you had a lot of romance and stuff. Romantic scenes with the number 1 and some of the other crewmates, and just in the happenings, they did it. The 2nd season, they did a pretty good bit in the 1st season. In the 2nd season, they slacked off a little bit. I think they were going the right direction with the android, where she had that chip that changes her personality. That confused me a little bit in the 3rd season. I didn't know what the crap was going on. I didn't know why she was an android. I didn't know why she was acting more human. I thought they should have made her more human of an android, and they should have stopped calling her android. They should have gave her a name and treated her differently. But even after the 3rd season, this is why people stopped watching Dark Matter. After the 3rd season went all the way through, they still had issues trusting each other, and that should have been established. They should have been a freaking motley crew that didn't take no shit from nobody on no side. They should have just been space pirates, but good space pirates. And I say that with air quotes. I don't know. I mean, go around robbing people, but if you want to be like a sort of like a Robin Hood space pirate crew, I'm all for that. That's what they should have been doing. Something like Captain Harlock, the crew. You know what I mean? So, that everybody just reveres. But in this show, it just became a lot more complicated than it needed to be. And like I said, lack of romance in certain areas, and then they just kept killing people that made the show better. Early on in season 3, or when they escaped from prison, either that or 2. I can't remember what season it was. I should be able to remember that, that's another problem. Can't remember from one episode to another. Because when I first saw Dark Matter, I thought it was awesome. But in the 3rd season, I can't remember what they were doing. I can't remember anything that was going on in Dark Matter, other than that they lost the blink drive to one of their ex-crewmen, which I just thought stupid that he left. They should have kept him on the crew and just kept on kicking ass across space. They would have been better off. They would have been better off. One of the things that Killjoy's done, I'm gonna stack Dark Matter up against the 2 franchises that Sci-Fi has that are just absolutely awesome, and the reason why they survived as long as they have. The Expanse and the Killjoys. Okay, if the Expanse came out while if the season was at the same time, if they had to play the Expanse, Dark Matter, and Killjoys, you could get it a little blown out, spaced out. Like, damn, that's too much space. So the Expanse doesn't play at the same time of year as the other 2 shows. And the reason why they've lasted as long as they have, The Expanse and Killjoys, the reason why they're better shows than Dark Matter is because, not to say that Dark Matter wasn't written okay, but just this season the writing was awful. In The Expanse, you got a lot of complex things going on, but it relates to what we're going through on this planet right now. Some of the politics and the inner politics that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. And The Expanse is simple. Okay, you got Mars, you got Earth, and you got an asteroid belt in between. And that's what The Expanse is about. Those three societies going at it, and the highs and lows of all three societies, written in a very slick and clever way. Killjoys. You got bounty hunters, space bounty hunters, that go after people, and the story is complex because you find out that the three characters, or at least two of the characters in Killjoys, the main characters, are very vital to the survival of, the quad or whatever. So it's just well written. And and then when you go and start looking at Rotten Tomatoes score, The Expanse is 86% on Rotten Tomatoes and get 9 out of 10 on TV.com, and it gets 8.3 out of 10 on IMDb. Dark Matter was written so poorly in the third season, I couldn't make heads or tails, and I actually liked the show. It just wasn't written well. Like I totally got turned off in like episode 7 or 8 with Dark Matter, and the reason why they canceled it is because it couldn't stack up to Killjoys or The Expanse. And I'm telling you now, from what I noticed in season 3, is that some of the writing was overly complicated. They didn't get to the point quick enough, and some of the story writing was just stupid. You know what I mean? And it just didn't make any sense. And also earlier on in the season, they were killing off people that they probably should have kept on to the cast. And it just, it's just too much crap going on, and not enough, blowy uppy stuff. Okay, yeah, they did a little bit of that, but it takes too long to get to the point on Dark Matter. That's why it got canceled. So, and a lot of people will say, oh, they just did this like they did Firefly. No, sci-fi actually did a bad job by canceling Firefly. Firefly was a good show. It just got cut at the knees at the wrong time, and it was just an awful time for sci-fi shows at the time. And people wonder why how come a show like Stargate, who hardly had any sex, romance scenes in it at all, lasts as long as it did against some of these other ones? Well, I can tell you why. The thing with Stargate is that, damn, how many gates can you go through? After 10 years or 13 years or whatever, how many of the seasons it was? I mean, how many stories can you write? And then they had the spin-off show, and Stargate just screwing itself over and over again, trying to repeat the original series. But like I say, in order to repeat, you have to have cast continuity, where you got good people working. Like in the original series, you had, Colonel Jack O'Neill, Guyver, whatever. You had him, and you had the young lady, the major, you had the brain, and then you had the muscle. They tried to do the same thing in Star Trek Atlantis, and it worked for a little while, but then they just got their knees cut off up under because you kept killing people that you shouldn't kill, and they couldn't keep a leader. It was just too much crap, and they wasn't advancing the story either. A lot of people think they were, but they were just going to gates, doing different stuff. In Stargate, they kept getting better and better. The technology kept getting better and better. There wasn't anything going on. You know that they filmed the whole 5 seasons of Stargate Atlantis, and they never ventured out into the city and did stories where, where they never ventured into the city and had stories that took place, except for when they got invaded by those things. But I'm talking about out into the place is huge. They never opened up a store. You never had other characters to add to it. You have to add to the story to make it interesting, to keep people engaged. Otherwise, nobody will be interested. With Killjoys, they're adding different elements to it that allow you to continue to love the show. With The Expanse, the same deal. So Dark Matter just didn't do it, and it says here, it's with great sadness I confirm the news Sci-fi has canceled Dark Matter after 3 seasons. I guess his name Malazi. What is it, Malazi? He says it's incredibly disappointing. Would be an understatement. I'll save my comments to fill your questions in a future blog entry. For today, I just want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the crew, my wonderful cast, and to our incredible fans. You all deserve better. Dark Matter did have a following, but like I said, it wasn't doing the numbers that it did last season, and last season didn't do the numbers that it did in the first season. So that's basically what I think is behind it. A lot of people who were passionate about Dark Matter, and I was initially, I actually used to like Dark Matter better than I like Killjoys. But this last season confirms it for me that you guys are going away from where you're supposed to be in the story. So in my mind, you know, I call a spade a spade. You know, you guys just didn't do it for me and a lot of other fans this year, which is why a lot of people just didn't watch, or they didn't, you know, just watched it, you know, they caught up and watched it. They didn't watch it live because people just wasn't interested in it. And then another problem too is the way it was slated. You got Killjoy slated right after Dark Matter, or vice versa, whichever one comes first. That's another problem. You can't keep putting the shows back to back, man. You should have probably had them on a different night. And, you know, I'm sure that's going to come out. Well, they try to stack it up against Killjoys, and they put it right behind each other. Nobody wants to see that much space. And whoever comes first is going to win. Well, there you go. That's possible that there was an issue. But, you know, in my mind, you know, like I said, the writing started to slip from the second season into the third season. So that to me is why they canceled Dark Matter. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Do you think it was a bad idea to cancel Dark Matter? Or did they not cancel it soon enough? Put your comments down in the comment section below, and I will respond to you. Don't forget to smash the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and then there's a little bit of notification bell next to it. You hit that too, so you can keep up with all my videos that will be coming out in the future. This is Cruiser from Cruiser's Gaming Reactions, and we'll see you guys in the next video.